Alright guys, so I recently bought my Hisense H9G, or for Europeans U8QF, and wanted to know how the 120Hz performance on that is, because it is advertised to have a 120Hz panel, but apparently, or according to the Hisense support, there is no way that the input is high enough so it can properly display 120 Hz from an external source. So I looked at the Arting's review and it said that there's a lot of frame skipping involved and stuff. And then there was one user coming up saying that it works totally fine because he connected an Xbox One on the Hisense, and even though the Xbox One with the game he ran was only able to display 60 FPS, the menu said it's 120 hertz. I forgot the name, how it's called in English. I don't know. I'm not a TV guy, but I am a competitive gamer, so I think I'm pretty good with finding out how the performance is, because I'm it's so easy for me to tell different refresh rates apart, even if they're like only, if we're talking about 144 to 165 or stuff like that. I usually see that as well. So yeah, I just thought I might have a look at it. I didn't buy the TV because of its amazing 120 Hz performance, but I wanted to know if this guy is actually right or not. So what I did is I hopped onto some CS, and you probably can't see right now, but it feels a lot like 60 FPS. You can see in the top corner it says something around like 2 or 300 FPS. The thing is, I didn't turn on a VSync yet. So if I turn on VSync, and trust me, I'm gonna show you afterwards. By the way, we're talking 124 by 786, so it's not like my resolution is too high. So now if we're gonna turn on VSync, so there you go. Now you can see the frame rate goes nuts, but yeah, it stays at around like 59 FPS. Let's just go with that. And nothing really changed. It's still 100% the same feeling. Nothing changed. If you're gonna look at the forced resolution and hertz I have enabled, so this is the display, 1920 by 1080. I go to the advanced settings and have a look at the display. It says 120 hertz, and even just so you can be sure that I'm not lying to you, if we have a look at the control panel, there's the Hisense. It's 1920 by 1080, refresh rate 120 hertz. All right, so we have that out. So I thought maybe there's just like a weird case with CSGO, so I tried to start Valorant. Let's do that. All right, so settings, video. As you can see here, it doesn't even give me the option to go any way above 60 hertz. It just doesn't. I don't know. It could be an issue with the game, obviously. I'm just showing it to you. So this is also not an option. So let's go back. So now one interesting case was Osu, because Osu is actually able to recognize the 120 hertz. If you have a look at the display here, I turned on VSync, and at the, for fuck's sake, it always disappears when you click on something. There you go, it actually says 120 hertz, so it is able to recognize that this TV is able to display 120 hertz. But the issue is, I don't know if I'm going to show it to you or not, that the performance is still the same. The game does not change whether I have it on 60 hertz or 120 hertz. It looks 100% the same. So the thing is, There might be some games that actually recognize this being a 120 hertz panel, but I think this is what you call frame skipping. As I said, I'm not too much into TVs, but it, from a visual standpoint, it does not change anything. You will not have the smooth experience of, for example, an Acer with 140 hertz. Um, so yeah, this is what I wanted to get out. All right, it's a little later in the day right now, and I watched the guy's video again, and he claimed that he absolutely had no issues with running the TV on 120 hertz. So I was like, well, maybe I did a mistake. So I decided to download a program which I never used before, to be honest. So maybe I'll also do a mistake there, but I don't think so because it's pretty straightforward. And I decided to force the resolution even more than with just using the control panel. And I decided to create that one. This is the resolution, 2090 by 1920 by 1080, 120 hertz, and see what's gonna happen. And afterwards, I get greeted with a picture like that. You can see the colors are completely inaccurate, and as far as I know, this is a sign of too much bandwidth, too little bandwidth for too much data. Maybe someone can correct me on that. I'm not 100% sure. As you can see, the 120 hertz are still not there, I'd say. I can't even say if it's any smoother than before. Actually, I don't think so. So I would consider this to go against what Quantum said in his video. I'd love to see how he configures his PC to work with 120 hertz on this display. Maybe there's even like a build change within like the H9G and the U8QF, although they're usually the same except the soundbar, I think. If he has anything to say about that, that would be great, because I would actually love to play maybe some platformers on 120 hertz. That's the only thing I would use 120 hertz for, but yeah, I don't want to say he talks shit. He probably has a lot more knowledge about TVs than I do. I'm just from a consumer perspective, I'd say yeah, it's not working, and I don't know what else to do about it. So yeah, that's the video. If you guys have any suggestions, also feel free to tell me in the comments. I think I tried as much as possible. All right, see you. Bye.